Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome. Today is Wednesday. Not bright, not early. It's actually really crappy outside right now. High winds. It's actually kind of warm, 60 degrees, but high winds in general. My trash cans are down the street right now. But we're gonna stream for as long as, power holds. Not to say that we, knock on wood, regularly lose power, but obviously with winds that are high, things could happen. So bear with me. If I end up cutting out, then you at least know why. We're gonna do a couple of things before we do our docket for today. Today is gonna be Windblown, and we have a Wholesome vs. Live segment later with, I think Orbital is doing a Christmas thing for everybody. We did it last year. It was a lot of fun. Went over trivia and some of our old thumbnails and a lot of other things. So it was actually pretty nice. So like I said, we're gonna do some stuff before that. And mainly I want to look at some of these announcements because there were quite a few announcements today and some new games that we're gonna look at trailers for. I don't know if trailer review is like a thing, but because there's so many roguelikes that come out every single day, it's like I have to do this now because it's fun and I'm gonna keep up because this could be something I end up playing. So the first one, which was a big surprise to me, was Hyperlight Breaker release date announcement. If you've never played Hyperlight Drifter like me, I've never played the game before. It's an award-winning game, right? People really people really enjoy this. It's pretty old now, 2016. I don't even think it's listed as a roguelike, which is kind of interesting. However, Hyperlight Breaker, I think, is supposed to be more like a roguelike, probably more like a Risk of Rain 2, if I were to guess. So, release date, January 14. That's like right around the corner, I feel. I assume it's gonna be early access. Our game is an open world online roguelite with procedurally generated worlds. It has limitless replayability with a wild number of combinations. We're essentially inventing, that's a bold thing to say right there, and defining the subgenre of open world roguelite, and feel strongly that openness and responsiveness to player feedback will be critical to this ambitious process. Community will be instrumental in helping us balance the experience, evolve the designs, and make a better, more performant, versatile, and complete game ultimately. By going into early access, we can showcase and talk about our game openly, invite the audience in and see how it's made, and participate in helping to make it better. Additionally, it's also important for us as developers to find a healthy way to make games. It allows us to schedule flexibility to avoid the sometimes harsh nature of game development, aka cash flow. I mean, it's not funny, but that's essentially what this is. While granting us the time to polish the game experience and make it the best version of itself. Early access for about a year. Some other stuff that I don't think we have to worry about right now. Currently, we have a core pillar gameplay loop that's fully functional, extremely solid fun combat and traversal with hoverboards, several player skins, functional online multiplayer for up to 3 players. I wonder why we're going back to 3-player co-op. Did someone do a poll and just figure out, oh, most people only know 2 other people, or 2 other people you would actually play a game with? Maybe that 4th person is just, either a little too toxic, or maybe they don't know games. I don't know. We're taking the remaining time heading into early access to further flesh out and polish an array of enemies, mini bosses, and bosses, refine the loop, and set a clear start to the story for players. And then I assume other stuff that we don't really need to see. So obviously, I'm really excited for Hyperlight Breaker. My worry was how they were going to do the open world part, because a lot of games, whether it be Risk of Rain 2 or Raven's Bound, not Raven's Watch, but Raven's Bound, there's a real limit to how these can be. And they're saying they're gonna invent the genre, so to speak. So I really want to see that. Maybe they do have the know-how to actually make this open world concept work. So let's hop right into it. 5-minute trailer. Release date reveal.
Hi everyone, Michael Clark, lead producer for Hyperlight Breaker here, and on behalf of all of us at Heart Machine, we're thrilled to officially announce Hyperlight Breaker is launching on Steam Early Access in January 2025.
Holy, no Epic Game Store? I feel like a lot of these have been doing dual early access, Steam and Epic Game Store at the same time. Does that matter? Like, are there people out there who are only playing games on Epic Game Store?
We've been hard at work on making Breaker the best it can be before it enters early access, and we want to thank
I mean,
all
the
of
environments
you for
look
your
really
patience
good
and support over the years that's helped us get to this point. Early access will mark
Alpha
just the
gameplay,
beginning for
not
our players.
final.
Throughout early access, we'll be adding a ton of content and getting your feedback.
So think about open world roguelite. Island back there, a mesa over here. Mesa means table. And then this is probably an objective too. Maybe this is a teleport or something. The whole, I guess, issue or worry about open world roguelites is if this world is basically empty. Let's say you need to get to this spot because this is where your objective is. What reason do I have to go to the other islands? That's the part they have to figure out.
To help evolve Breaker across the board.
Also monsters. If you think about modern MMOs like Final Fantasy XIV, you skip basically all overworld monsters unless there's a quest that has you to fight them. And I kind of hate that. I just run by monsters. They don't really mean anything, and chances are they can't kill you, and they leash, which I guess Raven's Watch has that too. Like, you don't kill every single monster in Raven's Watch that you come across. And I kind of have some feelings about that as well, but I hope they figure it out.
Before early access begins, we'd like to share an overview of the game and what you need to know before you jump into the overgrowth with fellow
Yo, the
breakers for
hoverboards.
first time. Hyperlight Breaker is a co-op, open-world roguelite set in a brand new realm in the world of Hyperlight, taking place decades before the events of Hyperlight Drifter.
Okay, so it's a prequel to Hyperlight Drifter. I've never played Drifter, so I don't know if that's important information or not. And Drifter certainly didn't have didn't have co-op.
In the game, you take on the role of a breaker, a warrior, and explorer. The Breakers are an elite organization who have the daunting task.
So I feel like these are both the same class, if the game has classes to it. And then maybe you can choose between different body types. That would be kind of cool.
Restoring civilization after a huge world-destroying war. Your mission is to explore the overgrowth, take down the crowns, collect and assemble their scattered memories, building and establishing order as you set out to destroy the crown's leader, the Abyss King, who rules the overgrowth.
Ooh, that looks sick. So if we look down here, we can kind of see different buttons. So we have our gun and we have a melee. I assume this is a dodge right here. This is maybe like a block of some kind. And then I don't know what this could be. But like whatever the character's doing right now, unless that's like the... Oh, maybe it's the RB? This is a swirl, a little Uzumaki down there. Maybe that's what it is? Yo, Nogal, good to see you. What update? Really everything updated, but we're gonna be looking at Windblown later today.
The crowns know the secret of the curse within the overgrowth, and it'll be up to you and the rest of the Breakers to uncover the truth. Like with our previous game,
you see this and you think, they're copying Genshin Impact. But if you don't play Genshin Impact, you're like, they're copying Zelda Breath of the Wild. And if you didn't play Breath of the Wild, then it's, oh my god, they invented parachutes.
Hyperlight Drifter and Solar Ash, Exploration has been the heart and soul of our world design since the very beginning of Hyper Light Breaker's development.
Just Cause, thank you. I wanted to get one more game, and I couldn't think of one before Breath of the Wild. But you're right, Just Cause. I was almost gonna say Dying Light as well, but Dying Light's parachutes weren't added until the sequel. I wonder if Far Cry has something like this.
It's all
Like, look at this map. So if you were to think about objectives, there's something over here. Here's an island. Here's an island. Maybe these are structures that are along the water. So, I mean, if this is all stuff to do, that's really good.
about exploring the overgrowth.
That's like relatively dense.
Collecting unique gear to create different builds.
Unique gear.
It's all about exploring the overgrowth to the fullest.
Holy. Zero edge. We got attack and strike. Charge attacks fire projectiles. I wonder how much this is randomized and if it's upgradable.
Unique gear to create different builds and destroying hordes of enemies to get one step closer to uncovering secrets and overcoming the crowns in the Abyss King.
So I wonder if it's going to be more like a Borderlands, except a roguelite. Which, to be fair, Borderlands also announced that they have a new game coming up too.
The Overgrowth is a vast, ever-changing
the most
world
ambitious
with
ambitious Borderlands they've ever done, according to them.
The crowns. To do so, you'll need to take down elites to get the keys needed to open the gates for each crown.
Okay.
As you explore, you'll discover that the biomes within are procedurally generated with unique layouts, enemies, loot, and rewards, leading to multiple
I saw skill damage up.
Playthroughs, so you'll never see the same world.
Yeah, so this, like, it kind of reminds me of Raven's Watch. I wonder if this is what Destiny 2 looks like. The only thing about Destiny is it's not a procedurally generated map, but you almost think that, you know, you load into a map, there's different things to do on the map, almost like live events.
Twice. Explore the Overgrowth to the fullest and see what, or even who, you can find in each run. With the Abyss King's control of the Overgrowth, prepare to face hordes of deadly enemies and brutal, challenging bosses who won't go down without a fight.
Monster design looks pretty
To survive
good.
in combat, you'll need strategy and reflexes to take down the enemies. Rushing in and button mashing will only get you so far.
I can't button mash? No! This is gonna be interesting because, again, as a roguelite in an open world setup, sometimes you run the risk of, like, how does the player know what they can kill and what they can't? If everything on the map has the same power level, then you would assume, okay, only the elites and the bosses should be an issue. If not, if it's more like a Xenoblade Chronicles, where monsters on the map have different power levels, and you're ideally going to go back and fight something that was too strong for you, how do you know if it was too strong without insta-dying? And then, on top of that, how's progression going to work? As a roguelite, is there a run, or is it just a complete ongoing game?
To make it out alive, you need to strategically use your arsenal to your advantage. Be on the defensive as you quickly dodge or parry attacks.
Well, if you have no friends to play with? I mean, if you watch me, I barely play multiplayer. That's not to say that I don't want to, it's just, you know, as I'm streaming, that's just what ends up happening. Family Game Night hasn't had a roguelike in it in a long time. Right now, Family Game Night is... It's still Fortnite. We did one session of Marvel Rivals. I'm not sure if everyone's a big fan of Marvel Rivals from our squad. And then we are finishing up Dead Island 2. So, like, we will be playing Marvel Rivals, I want to say tomorrow, for a bonus stream, sponsored segment. Yo, Ethan, good to see you.
When the time is right. When the going gets tough as you're clinging on to your last health kit, or if you're ready to head back to base to drop off gear you've picked up before taking on a crown fight.
Okay, so it's an extraction game then. As in, you have, like, a procedurally generated island, but there's an overworld hub. And you go back to your hub, and you maintain a character, which means that each character may have its own profile, which might mean it's more like a... What's the name of that game that got changed? Wayfinder?
You can decide whether or not to go back to the cursed outpost. But be warned, once you start the process of teleporting back, you'll need to do whatever it takes to survive.
It's actually an extraction. You go to the leave point, monsters spawn, and try to prevent you from leaving.
And make it back to base in one piece.
I'm,
Once you're back at the
I'm
base,
perfectly
you can
okay with
prepare for
that.
your next run again, return to the Overgrowth to take on one of the crowns. Crown fights are challenging, yet fun, and will put your combat skills to the ultimate test. Dro, the female Wolven warrior here, clearly doesn't give you much.
Whoa,
to stand
Returnal?
a chance against her.
Holy
Dro,
crap.
The female Wolven warrior.
I don't know why, but like in 3D games that are roguelikes, I guess, having these kind of pseudo bullet hell dodge patterns is incredibly fun to me. Doing this with the wolf slashing you at the same time is kind of scary, but
Here, clearly doesn't give
I
you much
assume
breathing room.
it's
To stand a chance
balance.
against her, you'll need to be quick on
Jumping
your
seems to
feet
be
and find the
required,
right
which
time
I
to
always
strike.
like.
For early access launch, there'll be 2 powerful crowns to fight, including Dro, and more will be added throughout early access. Death doesn't
Dalamud Falls, by the way. Shout
mark
out,
the end of your
shout out to you if you know the
adventure in
reference.
Lightbreaker. It's just the beginning, as you'll be able to make progress in multiple ways in between runs.
Yeah, so even on death, you extract with like maybe half the items.
Back at the Cursed Outpost. From improving your stats, to getting new abilities and gear, or decoding memories to piece together each crown's story. Dying and retrying will allow you to get
snap.
stronger, help the Cursed Outpost flourish, and be one step closer to completing your mission of stopping the Abyss King. Along with this, the Overgrowth will completely reset,
That's Isaac.
so you'll be able to explore a new version of it with biomes that have changed from the last cycle. Prepare to never see the same world twice as you'll collect, explore, and destroy in Hyper Light Breaker. Early access launch will be just the beginning for Hyper Light Breaker, as it will evolve and be shaped by you all, our amazing community. We've mentioned we already have some content plans in mind, including adding more breakers, crowns, gear, and more, but we'll be getting your feedback on what else you'd like to see. We
This
want
is
you
pretty
to be
sick.
part of the game's development journey, so we hope you join us in the Overgrowth, and will be with us every step of the way when Hyper Light Breaker launches in Steam Early Access on January 14th, 2025.
Yo, be ready. January 14th, get your wallet out. I already wishlisted it. Don't even talk to me about not wishlisting games. Can't wait to see the SD rant for this. I can guarantee you the SD rant is gonna stop like right around, well, start or stop, depending on how you think about it. Like right around here.
The Overgrowth will completely reset, so you'll be able to explore a new version of it with biomes that have changed from...
Okay, so this is the map. It's 3 biomes to start with, and then you kind of do whatever you can until you have to extract. You're also trying to gather prisms, and I believe the prisms will let you fight a boss. There's a level 3, I guess, level 5, and then maybe a level 8. I mean, looking at this, it appears that there should be enough density of stuff to be done. Because again, if we think back to Raven's Watch, it's about the same, I'd say. Like, just because there's empty space here and empty space here doesn't necessarily mean that the map is dead, right? People can say that, but it's a matter of getting to the next objective and maybe making sure it's fun to do so. So if you have to go from like weapon down to materials and then up to the prism, this is probably downhill, so maybe you're using the glider to like glide down to this. I wouldn't necessarily want it to be smaller, like even more condensed. Then you feel like you may as well just be fighting in rooms, like Risk of Rain 2, kinda. Just give me like a room to fight in, and then we'll move on to the next thing afterward. Utility Island, there's 2, 3, like 1 per biome. I think it could be good. I just have to see how good the build making is. They did showcase a lot of different skills, but sometimes when you see this kind of stuff, it's like, okay, it's a gun, and then it's just like, what flavor of shotgun do you want? Here we have a shotgun that does bleeding. Enemies afflicted with rot take additional bleed damage, and then increase your amp damage. So these kind of remind me of like Borderlands or Destiny style power-ups, which some of them are actually really fun. I would just hate for it to all be like corrosive damage up, bleed damage up, electric damage up. In which case, your build, quote unquote build, is just how much bleed damage did you stack. In Windblown, for example, if you take a bleed build, where it's essentially, okay, you're doing bleed, there's a bunch of stuff that does things to make bleed better. This is an example of Rot and Wound, so I just want to make sure that these kind of synergies or like bleeding enemies leave a trail of blood that does damage over time. I don't know, like that kind of stuff is, I think, what makes build making actually like interesting compared to just stat sticks.
Or decoding memories to piece together each crown's story.
And this is just from looking at a trailer. Like, I'm sure they've done all of this work themselves internally. Maybe they had testers to also play the game. So I hope that they've already had that discussion.
Most flourish and be one step closer to completing your mission.
But yeah, this is sick. We'll be here day one.
The overgrowth will
maybe even earlier if we get lucky. Who knows? Hyperlight Breaker could be your next game. If it is, let me know, and then I'll make sure that, you know, I got you covered. There's some other stuff in here, right? Wizard of Legend 2 Sky Citadel. Available now. Oh my god. That's early, I feel, but I think they did have to get this out ASAP because obviously the game has been in mixed for a while. Let's check if it's still in mixed. I can't click that, I guess. I can click it, but then I lost where I was. So the game is currently, all reviews are still mixed, but recent ones are now mostly positive. So it sounds like they probably fixed a lot of the bug issues that people are making negative reports on. But then overall, we still have to get like a fully fleshed game, I think. So with their new update, maybe that means we have all that stuff to make it like fun to actually go through a run. Ethan, I wonder how the progression system is. I hope it's not meta locked. If you mean Hyperlight Breaker, it did appear to be some dark meta in here. Dark meta is a term that we got from Esty. It's like right around the death.
Doesn't mark the end of your adventure in Hyperlight Breaker. It's just the beginning, as you'll be able to make progress in multiple ways in between runs back at the Cursed Outpost.
Yeah, so make progress in multiple ways. That's the first thing.
From improving your stat.
So like reduce penalty of blood loss on death.
In multiple ways in between runs back at the Cursed Outpost.
Okay, that's what they just leveled up. So it's in tiers, and it looks like once you get 6 things, you can move on to the next tier.
Improving your stats to get.
They aren't really showing what else is in there. Like, that's not dark meta. That's just standard meta where, like, okay, you just don't lose as much material. That doesn't mean that you can't win until you level up.
Getting new abilities
That's what we
gear,
don't like.
or decoding memories to piece together each crown's story.
And then gear.
In multiple ways.
Sorry, I went back too far. So this is just buying a weapon? Or is it buying an augment for a weapon?
Or decoding memories to piece together each crown's story.
Huh.
Dying and retrying.
I mean, if it's a matter of like opening up blueprints, for example, so like, oh, now I can start using shotguns that have bleed on it, that's kind of cool. But you're right, we'll have to see how the meta is, because we don't want a situation... Trying to think of any other game. Because recently we played Witchfire. Witchfire doesn't have meta, it's leveling up like an RPG. And like technically it is easier to win once you level up the RPG segment. That's different than Hades, for example, where like, could you win on your first try? If you're an expert at Hades, probably. But for regular players, like Zagreus doesn't even have all his stuff yet. At least this, from what we saw, was just like keep more resources on death. That's not that bad. So we'll have to see how it goes. Let's get back to Wizards of Legend 2. Sky Citadel Biome. I thought they had a trailer or something. Huh, I guess not. Okay. So new update. Added the Sky Citadel biome, which I assume is biome 3. One of the things that Wizards of Legend 1 did that I thought was pretty fun was that the biomes were randomized. So you don't know which elemental biome you get, but that's also because there was elemental weakness and resistance in Wizards of Legend 1. So like you might go into a wind map with wind spells and you do just less damage. And you're basically just chunked in the damage department. I was gonna say a different thing, but you're absolutely ducked in the damage department on wind maps using wind spells. They got rid of that for a good reason. So now it's like, it seems as though the biomes are probably set. And I mean, it's certainly more interesting when they rotate, but I understand balancing is going to be more difficult that way. 12 new enemies face off against formidable foes inspired by the first game. Mini boss Royal Spear Knight, final boss King and Queen. So do we not have the wind elemental fight? Maybe it's further down, because remember, like, for each element there's an elemental warrior that you have to fight. I assume that's not Royal Spear Knight. Dash Arcana returns. Backed by popular demand, Dash Arcana has arrived with 15 options. I assume that's... Wait, how many elements are in the game? Is that like an uneven amount? Of course, this is a GIF. So, water, fire, wind, thunder, earth. So 3 per. I feel like there's more than just the 5, but I guess I'm wrong. So they didn't have Dash Arcana at the start of early access, and a lot of the people complained about that. I'm still not sure where I land on it, because in Wizards of Legend 1, some of the Dash Arcana was actually kind of cool. Like the freeze one, where you like leave an after image, and if the monster hits the after image, they freeze. That's really cool. However, some of the other ones, like when dashing get move speed, is, I mean, it probably does something, but nowhere near as cool as the after image. So we have to see what kind of stuff is in there. And obviously I could hop on the game and try to unlock all this stuff, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to get into the dirt, get into the mud of posting on every single game's updates. We'll have to see. New NPCs, 2 new allies join the trials, offering fresh opportunities to power up and adapt strategies, find them, and get an edge. I think that's here. I don't know why it's like not saying everything. But they added Esme, old school painter who enhances your Arcana cards for gold, tailoring your build each run. So if this is just a glorified version of the fight reward where you get to choose, you know, a buff on one of your spells, I mean, I guess that's fine, especially if it tells you what those options are. I think you don't get enough gold in this game though, so I have a little bit of a worry that you'll have a biome and you can only essentially buy one thing. Dr. Song, a returning favorite who studies healing arcana, donate cards to her research and earn powerful relics. So this is tough because not all the relics in Wizard of Legend 2 are powerful at all. So whatever they plan to add into the game for relics must be pretty attractive to lose a whole button, I think. Narrative and voice updates. We've streamlined, enhanced, and added new voice lines to run NPC dialogues. And then so many people have asked for Voltran to get like a full rework. No one liked the voice lines, and it's not the voice actor's fault. It was submitted and someone signed off on it, so that was probably a job well done. However, when it came to audience reception, people did not like it at all. And I don't want to say cringe, because I always say, you know, don't cringe. No, don't kill the cringe, kill the part within you that cringes. But the Voltran voice, it was a little rough, just to say that. So I'm glad to hear that they actually did something about it. Boss behavioral updates. Elemental bosses adjusted abilities and behaviors in later chapters to match your growing arsenal. So I guess that means that late game elemental bosses were too easy, and they have made them harder, which is okay, I think. But I think the wind boss is the weakest one. So all it really matters is did she get buffed? The other ones probably didn't need it. Earth boss Terrace completely reworked with new earth-shattering abilities. Your feedback helped us to reimagine the fight. That fight was bull, I'd say. I got used to it because obviously I put a lot of hours into the game, but I could see someone dying to Earth boss, getting back to it, dying again because he does a different set of moves, and then it's like, I am not doing that again. So definitely good job if they made an improvement there. Additional features and improvements, more options to perfect your look, local co-op simplification. Again, I don't know why they have these on separate pages. It's like that picture should be right here, and it's not. Balance changes and improvements, numerous tweaks across the game. I don't know if that's relic improvements. I hope it's relics and spells, really, but relics the most. Alright, so this is all the stuff. No full breakdown of patch notes, which is fine. When am I gonna do this? I might just do this offline. I don't think I need like a full stream session to do Wizard of Legend 2 new update. But what I don't know, if I would do it offline, I don't know if I would even want to make a video about it. Part of me wants to get out of the post-patch update news on games that people may not necessarily be playing yet. I don't mind doing a look of a game every once in a while. In some cases, maybe even play a game for a week if it did an update. But again, if no one's playing the game, then it's kind of hard to do like super refined patch note reviews with all these flashy images and deep dive kind of stuff when there's only like 2 of you who play Wizard of Legend 2 in the first place. V, just give me a gameplay video, that's all I need to see. Yo, Celso, good to see you. That might be it. What I've been doing lately is going into store and then news. Oh, I guess news is here. It only shows me the stuff that I follow, though. Typically it's games that you own, and then anything that you are wishlisting. This is not on my bingo board for 2025. Neon Abyss early access for a sequel. Neon Abyss 2, ain't no way. On what planet? I gotta see the store page. I mean, 20,000 reviews. A lot of people played this. It's in mixed though. 86% overall, mixed recently, which is interesting. I wonder why that is. I would figure it would be the opposite, right? Mixed overall and then positive for most recent. November. So apparently there's bugs that have been unfixed. Bug. Mashup of a bunch of stuff, boring and uninspired. That was my opinion of it, but I'm not gonna say the sequel is gonna have that. Just a dot, that's very helpful, thank you. 4 out of 10. Wow, look at this full breakdown. Oh, never mind, it's just it's just the completion difficulty. All right, interesting. So again, I would never have expected a Neon Abyss 2 reveal. I have some hours in this game. I'm not gonna say that I'm completely smurfing to play Neon Abyss. I'm currently at 30 hours in this game. Well, not the sequel, but in the first game. Hello, Neon Abyss fans. During yesterday's Day of the Dev showcase, we were thrilled to reveal... Apparently, that's why all of these announcements came out. I didn't know that. We're thrilled to reveal our upcoming game, Neon Abyss 2, for the first time. Direct sequel. It'll build upon and enhance the classic mechanics that made the original so popular. The weapon upgrade system, the item-based construction system, and the beloved pet raising feature. Was that really a beloved feature? The eggs that spawn into stuff was like the most random thing. And I felt like it almost didn't fit the game. But maybe that was just how they were presented. Like, it's just a bunch of eggs that follow the character. If they did something else, where like the egg was like a relic, then that could be interesting. Let's watch. Watch and then read. I would never in a million years think that this game would get a sequel. It has good ideas, but what's really weird about Neon Abyss is basically they have every idea. The core game is a twin-stick shooter with platforming. And every idea you could think about from roguelites is in here. Maybe except it being a deck builder. Maybe. I would not be surprised if there is some kind of deck builder element in this. And I just never got to that point. I've been playing a super indie and not really known game. Hollow Knight, have you heard of it? I mean... I make the joke about if you're playing Hollow Knight for the first time, that's great. I love to hear that. If you're playing Hollow Knight for the 10th time to get the same ending you already have, I would highly recommend all of these other Metroidvanias that are really good. Things like Nine Souls. I get it. Hollow Knight, award-winning game. One of the best to ever do it, has a sequel coming out that I'm sure will be out soon. I promise you, and this may not apply to you, Celso, if you're playing it for the first time, but for everybody else, I promise you there are other Metroidvanias just as good as Hollow Knight. Don't wait for Silksong for you to play another Metroidvania, please. Your first time playing? Yeah, and I would definitely say... don't be afraid to go on YouTube. I feel like Hollow Knight kind of lives and dies on A, how good you are at the game, and B, how immersed you are. Because sometimes it's like, all right, it's bugs after bugs after bugs, and I never got to the part that everyone's so excited about. And YouTube would help with that. If you're good, though, then don't take any of the advice I just said. Stick to what you're doing. Neon Abyss 2. So it looks like they haven't changed the visuals of the game. It's still the same kind of pixel makeup, which is fine. I'm not saying that it had to be changed. Well, maybe the character's a little bit more defined. Like, I don't remember being able to see your torso and legs that well. It looks like they still have the eggs that hatch and follow behind you, and the, like, very random roguelike RNG slot machine mechanics. Which is, like, probably what the game's all about. Like, when they say we're going back and refining all of our systems, what they probably mean is that every single element we've added to the game is still here, just better. And or exactly the same. Because how do you make a slot machine better, right? Oh, I guess, yeah, this is new. And, like, when these things show up, it is actually really fun. It's just there's a lot of these. There's a dance one, there's a fishing one, there's this, there's, like, a Connect 4 one. There's all kinds of different things. That gameplay looked pretty good. That was a melee attack. And this game is known for, like, just getting guns with as many bullets as possible. So if they found a way to make melee just as fun, then that's actually kind of sick. Yeah, this is very much... Do I dare say it's more like Isaac than Enter the Gungeon? Like, you would look at this and say, oh, it's guns, so Gungeon, right? No, I think it's more like Isaac, where you want to make a giga-busted setup. Like you're playing Isaac and you all of a sudden become... What's the name of the demon? Azazel. And then you have epic hack laser beams that explode on impact. That's what you want to do. I mean, I'll play it. I won't say that the 30 hours I spent on Neon Abyss were all bad. It's just, it's such a weird game that you don't know if you want to put more hours into. See, like, that's another RNG minigame that would just pop up at random. Such a weird concept. In addition, we are introducing brand new features such as Faith and Destiny systems, which offer a more exhilarating and strategic gameplay experience with an increased level of challenge. So the old system was Faith or maybe it was Destiny. It was one of these two words and then Hatred. I think Hatred required you to take damage. So there'd be treasure chests that would, like, hurt you. And that would build up your hatred meter and allow you to open up, like, hatred-related things. And I'm using hatred. It's probably not the right term. And then there was the Faith ones, where Faith, I think, required you to not take damage. You build a meter, and then you get to unlock Faith-based stuff. And, like, that's actually a cool system. I really enjoy that. Neon Abyss 2 is scheduled for early access release in 2025. On behalf of VeeWoo Games development team, we would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to all the players who support the first game. Your love and recognition of Abyss made this sequel possible. We're working hard on the second game. Be sure to add the second game to the wish list. No date. I'll wish list it. Did they give a link? I don't think they did. Like I said, I make fun of this game a lot, but that doesn't mean that I would not play the sequel. I'll probably be first in line to play it, as a matter of fact. Do I have any others in here? So again, we're looking at news. We just looked at Hyperlight Breaker. Ultimate Chicken Horse is apparently doing a racing game, which I guess it's technically a racing game in general, but this is not exactly what I would want to see in a sequel. I'm just gonna play it. I'm not gonna like talk through it. I like Ultimate Chicken Horse. I think it's great. Again, this is a party game, so you need friends. So talking about Hollow Knight, I'm already making use of YouTube. The game is too freaking hard, but doesn't matter how many people I see playing it, the game will kill you all the time. Yeah, I'm glad you're looking at YouTube, because I wouldn't want someone to not play the game and not, like, at least try to find out how it's fun. Sometimes you have to watch someone else to figure out, oh, that's why the game's fun. I didn't know that. I mean, this would be good wholesome verse content. But I kind of preferred it being a platformer. You know, I just realized the sound for this is coming out of my microphone. Wait, what? 1 second, chat. So, Steam. Roadcaster 2 chat? Is that right? Oh my god, it's Firefox that's doing it. Oh wow, that fixed it. Okay, my bad everybody, my bad. Yeah, so like in essence, is it still played the same way? Probably. But I feel like when you're playing a like a racing game like this, you can't go backwards. And maybe that's the balance they wanted, is that people sit and wait too much. So they decided to add bikes to it to make sure that you can't like camp out a hazard. Everyone has to move forward. Yeah, we'll have to see. Maybe it's not as bad as I'm making it out to be. Supervive Rabbit and Steel has a DLC in progress. Very, very cool stuff, even though I haven't really played since the multiplayer segment we did. RoboQuest Endless Update Hot Fix. We haven't done Endless because I haven't even beaten the game once. Windblown, we're gonna look at that in like 5 minutes. Golf with Your Friends 2. Another thing I never would have thought I've seen. I didn't even know we needed Golf with Your Friends 2. That's legit. And I want to say that's it. I know people were kind of excited about the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero patch. I tried to watch competitive Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Bandai was having a tournament for the game worldwide, so it was an international tournament. And at high level, Sparking Zero is one of the worst fighting games to watch. Most of the fights go to time, and that's because like you can run multiple characters that all like either heal and stuff like that, and you just run up the clock. So most of the time the game is played trying to get someone to make a mistake, and that way you win based on time with how many characters you have left. It's like everyone's playing androids and giant robots. Barely anyone's playing a Saiyan, and if they do, it's probably just one. I saw no one playing high-level characters like Hit, like no Dragon Ball Super characters at all, except Brawly. So, like, I don't know. Where is it? I don't know how they can balance that out. But right now, And maybe they don't care about high level play. Really, like most of the time, it's just Dr. Gero dashing around until he hits you with a Ki Blast, and then he can spam it for a combo. And because it's an android, it doesn't really run out of energy. So it's like, it's super boring, is what I'm trying to get at. And no one's playing the flashy characters. So our hope is that, yeah, see? Android 19 Dr. Gero character adjustments. So at least they're like thinking about how to make this work. But we'll see. It's really all up to the competitive players if it ends up being still really bad. And then the only person I know who's like a content creator playing Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is Afro Senju. So I'm sure he's gonna have some good content today. But we have to hope that the game's actually making good adjustments. Alright, chat, let's play some games. That was a fun segment, though. I love looking at game releases. We're gonna change the game to Windblown. New update, by the way. I don't know if I have everything unlocked. The game might actually make me do it, which is kind of toxic. I need skins, too. And I believe most of the skins come from the final area. So we're gonna have to go down to base difficulty. Try to speed through this, because we do have the wholesome verse segment. Oh, we'll do some guinea pig, since I feel like this is no longer available to the public. Okay, so nothing to unlock. It says I'm missing 2 gifts, 2 weapons. I have all trinkets. That's interesting. Go down the clear sky. This is still in here, which I guess is part of the quality of life. Elites, I think, got some changes too. So there's a lot to see, really. Again, I don't know if I want to do a full patch note review on YouTube. Looks like the brush is unchanged. This is one of the new trinkets, Lil Bro, which is basically the Great Owl from YouTube. The Great Owl from Dead Cells. Double Altar. I would have gone with the Goo Brush if I knew I was gonna get that. So it shoots on its own, and then you can empower it to do lots of shots. I don't know if there's anything specific about this that can do like extra stuff. Oh wow, I forgot how to play. Uh-oh. I don't really need cogs, but we're still going in here. I did post Windblown on YouTube today. It's going all right. I still don't think a lot of people have Windblown. Yo, we got clones. As far as I know, the clone is still not damageable, but when we were playing the beta version, it seemed as though you could like stun or freeze it. This is another new item, the Ultra Laser. 420 damage. It's interesting. Wonder if it always said that. So it's basically Kamehameha. It's very fast though. Like, I don't know whose Kamehameha that's supposed to be, but it is extremely quick. Part of me wish that you could hold down the button and then like spin it around and stuff like that, but we don't have that technology right now. Maybe next time. This is their other new system. You can get max HP along with a reward. So I can get crit damage and 15 HP, which is actually kind of nice. Huh. Chat, I feel like I'm a little laggy. I didn't do anything. Physics simulation? I'm getting some screen tear now. Whoa, what is this? So that was like a gift box, and inside of it was the rooster monster. Shells and 25 HP or get 50 HP. This is like kind of fun. Obviously, if this was the old patch, we would instantly go for the 50 HP. Like, absolutely. 10% loot is like okay. It's not exactly that much. We will take it. I can't click the VSync button for some reason. Yo, King Seeker, good to see you. I'm still getting screen tear. Maybe mouse? I can't click it. How do I change VSync? Am I boosted? What is that?
Hee
hee. Yo, King Seeker. 22nd year. Thank you for that support. I appreciate that. King Seeker, you aren't playing Path of Exile 2, are you? I've never had to play medium before. But I feel like something's changed, game-wise. You're playing PoE 2 with 2 other people. Holy. What class are you playing? Gotta be Titan. King Seeker, definitely a Titan player. Sorceress? Okay. You're playing hardcore, reset 5 times? My goodness. I haven't watched anyone play hardcore yet. I have seen a lot of people talk about dying. Apparently hardcore is very rippy. Yeah, so this is another 10% with 25 HP, which I think I don't mind. Waiting on PoE 2 to hit free to play? You're telling me buying the supporter pack isn't still free to play? Oh, take damage. Harmy, good to see you. Yeah, so we don't have special affixes on these, by the way. Yo, Bijou. Chat, can we get an exclamation point dev in the chat for Bijou? It's one of the developers for Windblown. Good to see you. Qatar's held attack is now fixed. Finally, after all these years. My dream of being an assassin cross now lives again. Oh my god, Kingseeker. Thank you, Kingseeker. I've been feeling like I feel good about doing YouTube and Twitch and stuff, but sometimes I don't know what I want to do on any given day. Today was one of those days, actually. I didn't know what I wanted to do today. Then I saw all the news releases, so we did a lot of stuff there. And then we're hopping into Windblown. And even then, like, I posted Windblown on YouTube today, and I didn't know. I've been, in the spirit of full disclosure, I've been doing a lot of stuff in the background to, like, rethink how I want to do YouTube. You all won't really notice a change, but 2025, I'm gonna try to make a lot of adjustments. I'm even waking up earlier. I woke up with my wife at like 7 a.m. this morning. Typically, Buster makes me sleep until like 9 a.m. And then he gets up. Well, really, it's River. River comes to the bedroom, wakes me up to go feed her. Then I go downstairs at like 9 a.m. And then after shower and eating, then I'm working on YouTube by like 10 a.m. in the morning. That's 3 hours, essentially, that I've lost. So I'm gonna try to really hammer down, lock in, by the way. We're locked in for 2025. And support like that, Kingseeker, really means a lot, so thank you. Alright. Alright. Do we still have the dodge attacks? I think so. That wasn't nerfed. I mean, I can barely do it, so maybe that's why. At least for Heavy Blade. It seemed to struggle with Heavy Blade. So we have to unlock stuff. I honestly shouldn't be thinking very hard in this run. I should just be going. Kind of like that. We just gotta pop off. They changed the mark trinket to hit before the mark, so it now leaves the mark. You were suggesting to do something like that. Yeah, I felt like it removes all the fun from running mark if it just does it and ignites it for me. This is interesting. Double altar rush spam? I've never actually done that before. Typically, I'll just do the one rush at the end of both combos. Not sure if there's community. So I did notice on the patch notes, back in the day, they would say what was a community request and what wasn't. And maybe at this point, everything's a community request. So you can't just go around saying, oh yes, this was by the community, because it all is. And that works for me. All right. We're missing 2 weapons and 2 gifts, I believe. And basically, we're gonna kill everything, so the odds of us not finding it has to be near 0. RNG is not a thing. Famous last words, I assume. I got both rushes. That altar lasted a long time. The altar signal, that is. I would have assumed that would have gone away. Chat, I'm worried. I don't know why I'm lagging. I don't know if you all can tell. Like, it's not right here. As soon as I, like, get an FPS drop, I'll let you know. Let me turn on the FPS counter, actually. You all can't see it, but I can. All right, we are at 78 FPS, which is not 60 and it's not 120. Oh my god, I'm getting freaking deleted. You did have the community stuff on the patch notes? Nice. Dang, I did that wrong, but they died anyway, so it doesn't matter. Chat, how does VSync work? Shouldn't I be, like, at one number? Right now, I'm bouncing between, like, 70 and 80. But, like, neither of those should be the target frame rate, I'd imagine. I've never seen a secret here. Do I have an IT professional in the chat who knows what I'm talking about? V, no one knows what you're talking about? Dang, I missed it. I mean, it actually feels fine right now. It's like as soon as I say something, it doesn't do it anymore. Unlucky. Reinforced. So it's like as it spawns, it cannot get crowd controlled. Which I assume is a balance thing. You can't have VSync active if you have fixed frame rate. Oh my god. So I have to go to like unlimited and then you can click it. Wait, I turned it off, right? Oh my god. Wait, is that... I'm at 84. Still 84. Let's go for a bit. Oh, I also... Hang on. Chat, they did add pause to the game, by the way, even though... So stuff is flying in the background. I think pause actually stops action. Bring this back. Okay. I'm at 1 FPS. I think there's something wrong with my Steam. I mean, like, I'm not actually at 1 FPS, it's just that's what Steam says. Love the sounds. Allowing allies hits to show visually. Is it only specific stuff? There was a time where I did want to see ally effects, but now I'm unsure. But at least having the option to do one or the other was probably good. Because, like, if you're playing Scirocco, for example, do I need to see every bullet of the Scirocco? Probably not. But if someone's playing cannon, I would probably want to see those balls, you know? Crit extension. We'll continue using the new weapons for now. We will take off Lil Bro. Almost didn't take that. It's only direct hits. Did we confirm that a direct hit was something that comes from a weapon? Maybe a trinket too? Okay, I'm trolling. I guess there's a world where I should stagger those. Max HP is now a new affix that you can get on stuff, which just gives you literally 25 HP. When I first saw it, I was super surprised. I had to ask my chat, do you all want that? To which people said, yes, I would love to just literally have HP, because if you're running, not velocity, if you're running vitality, which gives you damage based on max HP, it's gonna count that. And I never would have thought of that if someone didn't say, yes, I would love to have max HP. This is a new... They call this a specific term. I would call this a tile. If you think of roguelikes as like a bunch of tiles fit together, this is a tile, but they have a special terminology for it. A chunkster? Duplicate telepike. Now, we know what duplicate ninja star is. There's also, I think, bouncing ninja star, which is actually really good. Duplicated telepike is kind of weird. Let's see what this looks like. Because I don't think the charge in actually does anything. I guess the target isn't nearby. So if I charge in, see how I only did the one instance of damage? So, like, I don't think that actually works. But if I'm in melee range, I think it will work. Whoa. Whoa. Now I don't have a nearby anything. That's all right. We are not playing Boomerang today because I had someone on YouTube say, V, just play Boomerang. To which I said, I am trying my absolute best to not play Boomerang. Let's try this again. Never mind, we didn't have two targets. Boing fish, bomb that refills on every hit. I originally thought this was like hits by the player, but it's hits from the bomb itself. So if you hit more than one thing, it gets more cooldown reduction. Oh, my laser's level 3. Don't take damage! Okay, so I think I saw the duplication but it's kind of hard to tell. So I was doing spin to win, and I saw little numbers coming off of the fish. So my assumption is that's the shared damage. This is the new thing, Mark Zone. I'm assuming the damage does not affect the mark. Damage plus 20%. It doesn't say how much damage Mark does coming from Mark Zone. Wow, that's quite the HP drop. Do you feel that Boing Fish is the strongest of the three fishes? It seems to do more damage with each bounce, making it scale super fast. When Boing Fish does exactly what it's supposed to do, it is probably the strongest. However, what often happens is that the bounces will put you on either the opposite side of the monster, or you have like the dash curse, where you can't dash as often, and then you also get screwed up on that. Now, I'm sure it's kind of weird to think, oh, this is balanced due to the fact that it doesn't always work. But that's my current thought process on it. All right. Brutal dodge. Heavy rush, size up, stun duration up. What I will say is probably the weakest thing is the shielding, not because it doesn't block, but because if you do get hit by something like kind of hard with the aura active, it actually will stun you. And that may have been changed at some point. But it's like, I'd rather just throw out the angry fish and be able to do my full combo than get knocked out of my combo and take no damage. I have a lot of money. And we're supposed to be speedrunning too. I've never actually tried to literally speedrun this game. It would be interesting to see how it would play out. I'm glad to hear that you all are enjoying Windblown, though. Especially with friends. That's really cool to see. Hex! Attack speed up. I don't mind doing that on this difficulty. Alright, so we have clones. I am lagging a little bit here. Yeah, see? The clone is stunned. That's new tech. Community requested tech. That's all I ever wanted. Like, let there be clones. It's not that the clone is bad, it's that I can't do anything about it. That's the bad part. I could Midas here, actually. Getting rid of double altar. Because I'm having a little bit of redundancy doing, my rush right after the double altar. Oh my god. Got him. Sit down. Nice. You like the elite change? They made the modifiers stronger at higher difficulties rather than combining them. I haven't played Beyond Stormy. Criticals create blast. I don't think we want that. Glad that I finally caught you live. How am I enjoying the update for Windblown so far? It's pretty good. We've only had like one experience on the new update, so I only got to the rat boss the one time. Oh, I just missed my altar. So I definitely have like a ways to go before people can see, you know, all of the stuff late game. Goo laser? I'm tempted, but I don't think I want to do this. There's a Windblown update. What happened? I'm using 2 of the new trinkets. I believe there's 4 new trinkets. 2 question mark weapons. A bunch of monster and boss reworks. To the ones that probably needed it. Though to be fair, I haven't seen the late game bosses yet. Chat, I'm a little late to the update. I'm sorry. There's also new skins as well. Powerful Rush. Yeah, quality of life in here that I'm not even really talking about all that much. Like, even just the fact that I think the shells, when you break the jars, I think they made that flashier. The money. So, like, you know for a fact, oh, I'm breaking these and getting money for it. There's a couple of new tiles, like level design tiles. I don't know if I've seen one on this map. Okay, probably overkill. But it is Zoro Rat, so we always go for overkill here. Oh yeah, the insta-death mechanic. It's now called Revenge. The players are stronger, but I think they take more damage rather than just dying in one hit. I was gonna say this looks like a new tile. Windblown's back in rotation. It's so funny that that's like where we're at with these games. Blaze, did you see that Hyperlight Breaker now has a release date? January. January. That soon. Hyperlight Breaker early access. This looks new. Size up! Size Eye Blade! Holy! Oh my god. It's beautiful. If they boosted the enemy's attack damage also, oh yeah. There's balance in the opposite direction too. Some things were perhaps too weak. Usually that doesn't happen. Grab! There's only one game in February for you. That's Monster Hunter Wilds, right? Blaze, you gotta remind me to play Monster Hunter Wilds. Like, I've been saying that I will play it, but you know me. There's a very easy way for me to just not play something, despite like saying I would have played it. Can't wait till they add legendary affixes. I kind of like this system. I think I'd rather have legendary gifts. Oh, this is new. This tile. Like, we already have the curse hexes, and that's fun. If they want to add legendary hex of gifts as well, I think that'd be pretty cool. It's just like, what would they be? I attack so fast, I keep losing my altar. I don't need more attack speed. Alright, so this is the new version of this boss. Its moveset is completely different, which is funny because I posted a vid for Windblown today on YouTube on the old patch, and I died to this boss right before that recording on the old version. I looked at the footage and I was like, wait, the boss's attacks are like actually not in line with his animations at all. And I think I reported that. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I just complained about it on stream. And rather than doing those changes, the boss got a full rework. And you know what? That's probably better than keeping, oh my god, keeping what it was. Jeez. Probably wasted that. Oh, that's like a formation. It's resistant. Oh my god, it keeps going. 2 health pots. I'm on level 1 difficulty. Holy crap. We basically have to relearn that. With a big Midas, too. So as you saw, they almost turned it into an Elden Ring boss. That thing has combos for days. I should have sold that. It has dot fields on the ground, I believe. There's probably some other stuff in there. If we go off what they included in Dead Cells over the course of its lifespan, then we're in for some epic developments. Did they adjust the iframes on third swing of Eye Blade? I'll try it in the next area. I did not try it here. Trinket Rush. Right now we have Altar Rush. No blueprints. When will they add Pirate plus Head at the same time? That's some 5 BC right there. Holy crap. Look at the sword bounce. Empty? Alright, this is my first time here on the new patch. Dang. So these are now resistant to stun. So some of our old videos that were like, I perma-stunned the monsters and they couldn't touch me. You cannot do that anymore. And I think that's on all basic monsters. It's just obviously at like lower levels, the monsters are weak enough where they're gonna die. Oh god. I forgot you asked about seeing that. If the held attack hits, get an opportunity to launch a stronger one. That's so fun. It's on L2? I wish I had... I wonder if you can roll both this and held attack gives you alter signal. Sad that the hamster's gone. I avoid playing the demos so that I could have a more complete experience. I usually don't play demos either. I'm right there with you, Lone. Not Lone, I'm sorry, because I was talking to Lone about this too. I'm right there with you, Kingseeker. So this was like a unusual situation for me. I'll heal. Like, even if a dev asks me to play a demo, I usually don't. I don't even really do Next Fest. Oh my god. Did they fix the iSword combo? iSword Alter? I swear if that was old iSword Alter, I would have gotten hit. Sorry, chat, I'm also a little rusty, it seems. I could smell that secret a mile away. Oh my god, I didn't have the combo. I gotta say, the monsters being resistant to stun is like a completely different game. And I completely understand that that's like the direction to go in. Otherwise, it can't fight. So I have like 2 stuns or so before I'm locked in. I heard Hades is speeding up their updates. I mean, the game feels like it's probably done. They just have to add the ending. I'm with it. If they want to add content updates more often, then definitely more power to them. People seem to be excited about the game. Every enemy has increased resistances. They just usually die before that happens. If you wait long enough, it goes back down. It doesn't seem like it requires that long of a wait either, which is kind of nice. I'll skip that, even though it's actually very nice. Yeah, I'll skip it. Resist! I'm gonna do one roll to see if I can hit something better than Telepike. Even though the burn aura with HP is kind of nice. New Lil Bro, also with HP. Beat Bolt is literally the thing that's better than the Telepike. Curse Trap got nerfed? The only nerf I know about was the fact that it doesn't, like, stagger the monster. It's like when monsters... It's almost like a mini stun when they get hit with Curse. Are you telling me there's something else besides that? Oh, wow, that is much better damage. It does less curse damage. Oh, I didn't hit L2? Could have done more raw damage. That would have been better for the mark, I think. Yeah, I like Curse Trap. I'm only not picking it up right now because I want to see Lil Bro a little bit longer. Huh. It's like, how do I do this without breaking every single glass? I think I have to. No, I missed. Bruh. That enemy makes a lot more sounds than I remember. Do you all think they added the scream to the Chimera Axolotl? No, right? The project skin? I never remembered her making that much noise. Nice. Wake up, hun. New Telepike just dropped. I think the crossbow was actually better. Chat, I have not gotten a blueprint yet. What is going on? Did you ever cook the apples in this game with fire attacks? No? That's a resounding no on that. That's a thing? That's, what game is that? Trying to think back to other roguelikes I've played. Rogue Legacy? Rogue Legacy 2 has that, right? You shoot the meat and it cooks it. Lil Bro. Applies bleed, bonus damage to bleeding target. What in the world? We lose 25 HP. What the heck? That's kind of sick. Alright, so some changes were made to the bosses. My assumption is that Red Hulk is now harder than it used to be. I don't know. Like, I'm still gonna go in my basic order. Green first, then blue. So that's a little better. Previously, Green Hulk would immediately dash right after you summoned it. So it looks like they gave it a little bit of time, which is good. The animation was cleaner too. It looks like maybe it only does the dash. This thing was basically Consort Radan. I'm down to 50 FPS, by the way. Oh, I shouldn't have done that, because we have to see what the boss does. Did they calm down the Elden Ring combo? No. Maybe. Shouldn't it do one more slash? Okay. You think that combo's the same? I swear there was like the flail, slam, and then like 2 attacks, but it did only 1 attack. Alright, and then Red Hulk. Which again, I assume this one's the most important need for change. I don't know why those were on the ground. Sorry, I'm kind of like waiting to see what the boss does. Okay, so it still has this move. Oh my god, it ignites. Oh, wow. That is certainly different. Do one more. Oh, I'm out. Missed the thing. That's okay. Ugh, censored. Chat, did they censor the death animation? No. That's sarcasm, by the way. Please don't think I'm being serious. Okay. That was very deadly. Interesting. They made the boss, at least at tier 3 red, a lot more dangerous. Green Hulk, it's not that it was easier, but I think they made the fight less BS. And then Blue Hulk, it might be completely the same. Fiery Claw. Yo, we got the Wolverine. Chat, we might be doing a bonus stream tomorrow. We have sponsored Marvel Rivals to play. So I think tomorrow would be a little bit of Dead Cells into Marvel Rivals. They added rank to that game too, so I might give that a try. We'll see. Okay. We got a new weapon. I have plenty of currency, so I could just unlock it. The boss is, like, technically everything seems harder. And I'm on base difficulty. Obviously, like, as I get used to the boss, I won't get hit as much. Just like with any other roguelike game. But those seem, like, kinda nasty. Fiery Claws deals critical against burning foes. So similar to Shirako. When you hold down the button, you get Berserker Barrage? No, I think it fires projectiles. Oops. Yeah, okay, so it does that. The combo's sick. You can cancel it. It's not like Goo Brush. If you cancel the spin too early, though, you do not get the altar signal. See? You have to do, like, the entire spin, which is fair. I'd say that's pretty balanced. So really good item to use with Fire Aura. I don't know if I have enough time to really do another. I only have the 30 minutes. I feel like there's nothing that you can do in the roguelike genre that only takes 30 minutes. So what? We'll assume that I'm missing one weapon. Fiery Katars and what else? Windblown. Huh, where's the news section? Oh, here we go. Umbrella. Hibiki's umbrella. Do we know who Hibiki is? To think about, like, where's the item come from? Isn't Hibiki from Blaze Blue? We already have all the trinkets. And the other gift must not be something new. It must be a base thing that I don't have. Yeah, because I'm missing 2 gifts. You think it's another third biome drop? Did we not find Hibiki in the 3rd biome? That's unlucky. Chat, we'll do a little bit more, but like I said, we'll be next gaming over to our Hosen First Live segment. Oh, I need skins too. Oh, you know what? Let's go straight to difficulty 5. And then we'll see what the elites feel like. That's probably a good way to go about it. Zero way that I finish 4 BC in 30 minutes. Imagine not taking this combo. Oh, we didn't get to see what the altar was on this. Ooh, wait, that's kind of sick. I assume that has iframes too. Yo, Mad Beast, good to see you. What's the new stuff? So we have one of the new weapons right now. There's 4 new trinkets. I'm missing one of the weapons. There's skins, there's a bunch of quality of life, and balancing for both the player and the monsters. I probably need damage rush, funny enough. Dead refill into Fire Aura would be nice. Ooh, that's gonna be very difficult to learn. Like, how many spins does it take for me to get the altar signal? Oh, wow, that is... Oops. Chat, you didn't see anything. Exclamation point update. Do I have that as a command? Obviously, it's not updated for Windblown, but can someone give me an exclamation point update? It's like, maybe I should be in the habit of having something for every game update I do. I meant to take those, by the way. Boom! I do think they may have fixed third swing on Eyeblade. I have not gotten hit yet during the swings. which makes me feel like it's probably fixed. They also said that Qatar's hold attack is also fixed. I have not seen a Qatar drop yet, but we'll give it a try. Dang, no exclamation point update at all. Alright, this is a newly enhanced elite. I didn't read what Cataclysm said it does. It's definitely a bigger aura on the ground. That's kind of nasty. Wow. Chat, how we feeling about this? Oh my god, he keeps going back into it. Okay. That was more balanced than I expected it to be honest. So obviously while I have invincibility, I don't die to the burn. And then it's gonna move. We just have to wait. Be patient. And that's not often what I do whenever you watch the stream. That's all it needs. The only one that's a bit much is the rotating laser. Beam orbital. I assume is rotating laser. This is the bomb. Increased size. Again, not awful. That is actually something that we can play with. Shirako. I'm gonna reroll to see if I can hit the new Qatars. Wow, projectile bounce on beat bolt. I already have Mark. I have Mark Trinket. So what happens if you have Mark Zone plus Mark Trinket? It doesn't give you 2 marks. Is this anti-synergy? Or maybe the lightning activates the first mark, and then the Mark Zone puts out new marks. That would actually be really good, if that's the case. Because then you get like 2 sets of marks and they both activate. How would I even know? That's the real question. Trinket mark. Using a trinket marks nearby foes for 100 damage. $135. $128. And that 5% damage bonus. I don't think this works with Trinket Mark. I think it's actually anti-synergy. Because, like, if I do Burn Aura, they get marked. And they take 105. That 135, that's just the actual lightning from Mark Zone. Mark Zone just casts lightning. That's part of what it does. I don't think the first mark works. This is Pierce, but it's not Ricochet. The Ricochet is really cool. Yeah, it's interesting. I almost think on no planet should it not put down the mark. It's almost like they would have had to have specified it should not ever make a mark, except for its own mark. That's the only way I could think that this works. Or doesn't work, for that matter. Crap, there's more. I wonder if the pierce works on the altar for this. Huh, I don't know what that elite buff had. Was it defense up, maybe? I don't think it was attack speed. It didn't have anything? I think it has to have something. Some of them have, like, up arrows, which I assume is either attack speed or defense. That's a special elite that usually has nothing. Interesting. I guess I shouldn't complain, right? So we're getting low rolls on these. The first run that we had, I was getting much better luck out of my damage things. I like how they included current and max HP in the description there. Standard elite with standard increases. Interesting, interesting. I suck! Sheesh. My life is like gone. I feel like that was my first hit. This is maximum difficulty for those who have not seen the game yet. Monsters are tankier, and they deal more damage to you. You're compensated by given weapons that have extra stuff on them. It's basically just starting item level is higher. This thing's supposed to pierce, right? Projectiles pierce and deal damage after the first. Does it actually pierce? Why do I feel like it doesn't? Give me my $1. Now that you can do anything with it. Can't even go to the grocery store and get like a soda can from a machine for $1. Even the water's usually more. All right, let's try this out. I'll heal just so we can play the game. Huh. Dang. Oh, I actually haven't seen... So one of the other things they added was a gate that would give you a gift slot, and I have yet to get that. That's a sick move. Oh, why'd I get rid of my fire aura if I was gonna do the Katars? Is that a misplay? Don't really want any of this, to be honest. Yeah, the Katars are really fun. It's just a little bit of a skill issue because you have to get the entirety of that spin to pull out the altar. Has iframes. Confirmed. Ow. Dang, that is hard to get off. Because it doesn't hold the combo as long as some of the other stuff in the game. Not unplayable, but certainly not as easy as I expected it to be. It's kind of a cool synergy. Chat, I'm digging what I'm seeing so far. And this is really just a big balance update and a couple of weapons. So it kind of goes to show that they probably know what they're doing when it comes to balance. I'm just surprised that things were made harder. I thought the game was hard enough. And by things, I mean like a couple of monsters. That's all. Yo, Dead again, good to see you. Stoked for this update. Finally get more skins for our characters and stoked for claw gauntlets. Big same. You can see it hover under the enemy after you hit. That's the pierce? Because I was saying I don't think it's piercing. But hit those two. This thing's still very weird to me. I don't quite know what the benefit of this is. Because it can't be replaced. Ideally, the way I would think this is gonna work is almost like present hex. There's present hex and future hex. Present buffs you in that one biome. It makes you weaker in the next biome. I feel like shield hex is that, where it gives you 250 extra health in this biome. But because it can't be replaced, you only get the health the one time. The shield, that is. And there's nothing in the game that like replenishes shields. Of course, you can get crystallized shield. That is a mechanic. But it doesn't replenish your 250. It's just like stacking the shields, which is, I guess, the point? But I don't think that's strong, almost ever, to be combined with this curse. Like, I'm not gonna get to the end of the game with 1,000 shields simply because I took this. So I feel like it might be a little bit of a disconnect. Unlucky. Did they nerf the finger gun from this? Usually it does 3. Oh, it doesn't even need to do 3. I'll still get hit by it. I do want the trinket refill. The Luffy variant does the 3. Got it, got it. Yeah, so that's another thing that they added, is that the alternate variants can show up as base monsters. This is new. Huh. Is this not awful? I don't even want to participate in this. What? I mean, I guess I got hit by the hand monster, which is unfortunate. I kind of wanted to see all the lasers go for me. I think only 3 lasers came out. Balanced, by the way. That's a fun looking room. I don't know what the goal is, except to troll the player. That was a setup. I bet someone has, because the game is technically online, right? I know you could play it offline, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone out there on the Motion Twin side is like, we're gonna see how many people die in that room. What's the win rate of that one room? You should have tested the Leaf Aid. So the goal, this, like, I'm telling you, this is what actually went through my mind. So remember, I had Trinket Mark. What I wanted to do was go in, mark all, hit an enemy, get the lightning on all enemies, and then swap to Leaf Aid, and then sit and wait. Because that would also give me another mark, and we'd be able to see how many monsters get marked by it. But I died before that part happened. That was the goal, and I failed to execute. Wow. Wow, wow. It makes you think. Because if you think about Dead Cells, there were some rooms in Dead Cells that were like, not that they were BS rooms, like eventually you learn how to not die to it every time, but it's a scary room. And I'm kind of digging the idea of rooms being scary, so long as like the player can figure them out in like a couple of tries. I don't know how to make it easier to learn except not being on 5 BC. I keep saying 5 BC, it's only 4. Oh, this probably has to be changed, right? Elite enhancements +2. This probably needs to be changed from... Chat, it's not like a number of enchantments. It's the potency of the enchantment. How would you put that? In either numerical form or in text form? It's literally elite enhancements are worse. How would you say that? It needs a longer description. Just copy and paste exactly what I said. We forgot that. Good catch. But like, how do you even portray that? So the example we had was the lava floor. The lava floor is like triple the size. Elites have stronger enhancements. Okay. Now, is that in 2 stages? Is Stormy's elite enchantment stronger than Cataclysm? Well, the other way around. Much stronger. Yeah, okay. That might be the hit. So, elites have stronger enhancements. Elites have even more stronger enhancements. No. Elites' enhancements are even stronger. Elites have the worst level of enhancement. Elites are enhanced even further beyond. Just have a level? I mean, you could. I'm not saying that that's the wrong way, but I'm just thinking outside the box here. Elite enhancement will kill you at max difficulty. Chat, let me check on Discord. Again, we're doing a Wholesome vs. Live segment in maybe even 5 minutes. Orbital's hosting a Christmas quiz that we did last year, which goes through like our YouTube channel and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. I just want to make sure I don't miss when they're ready. So let me reopen Discord and we'll go back in until they say that they're ready. Holy. Chat, all the news today. This is nuts. I guess there was a dev thing, Day of the Devs. So a lot of news came out. We had Hyperlight Breaker, early access release date. Neon Abyss 2. Never on my life would I think we have gotten a Neon Abyss 2. Wizard of Legend 2 did their update today. It's nuts. Game on game on game. All right, let's see what else we can find. Because we gotta see the clones. What's a Giga enhanced clone? Is it just more clones? Goobrush didn't get buffed, by the way. It's still very scary to use. Like, maybe if monsters didn't spin when they're in goo, because it's a snare, right? So the monster can actually turn around while it's snared, and I feel like that's just gonna make it function even less. Because you think you're safe to attack, but you're really not. I still don't really understand this, but I guess if we're just trying to find... Like, if we know we're gonna lose, we should just take Shield Hex. Oh, did they change the art for this? You can hold the combo for longer, I think. I held that for a long time. You see that? Okay. That might be good. I won't say that solves the issue right away, but that gives me like a more methodical approach to it compared to like spamming it and then wondering why it's not working. Because like I don't get that kind of combo on Raven Sword. This thing cancels right away. Look at that. But with the brush, it holds the combo almost the entire time. That's much better. I knew I saw something. Decent range on this. I usually only pick this up if it's size up. Oh, is this still the same? Yeah. Not an elite. That was kind of weird looking. Dang. So it's kind of like a count the attacks kind of weapon, which I'm okay with. But see how the monsters spin, even though they're snared? It's the only... Well, It's now the only thing that I don't really care for. Sorry, 1 second. It's a ping in here. The second hit of Goo Brush should also apply goo. You're telling me it doesn't? Only the first hit? Applies goo to the target. That is not goo. Even on third hit, it's not gooed up. We're saying that's bad? I'm willing to hold to send feedback on that. I think right now, the fact that I can hold the combo for longer, I think that's already ahead of the curve. Goo Brush. Goo. It seems the Goo Brush only applies goo on first hit. It should probably always apply goo. Like, from a balance standpoint, if you were to say that Goo Brush is the lowest use rate of all weapons, I'm just making that up. I have no idea if that's true. I'm just assuming, based on how I feel about it, that it must be the least popular weapon. So if you were to say that it's the least popular, small adjustments like that, perhaps it breaks the game somehow. Like, I guess that can happen, but I think you can just let it fly, to be honest. If it's already not seeing play, let it be broken. Chat, we're just going until we find an elite, and then we're gonna swap over to the wholesome first segment. Watch me not find an elite. Yeah, this is like way better for Goo Brush. I worry a little bit on the final biome monsters. Those are like a lot scarier than this stuff, right? So I don't know if they're gonna sit there and let me do this. Probably laugh in my face and then I was gonna say a bunch of different things, but I'll let you all use your imagination. All right, elite is not a clone. See, this one has stats. What's the buff? Oh, that's a fast boy right there. Yeah, I still couldn't move. What? No way! No freaking way, we're dead! 235, I get that, but the game should have one-shot protection. Ha ha ha, says the dev in the chat. Ain't no way, hang on. Hang on. I need this as evidence. Echo. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Firefox. Okay. So something that I'm getting this screenshot because I need this right here. So one thing that I've noticed in, I guess, Cataclysm, but I assume it extends to every difficulty, is that if the monster hits you, you typically have one-shot protection. So you don't die in just the one hit. You often see that you go down to 1 HP. It seems as though if your HP has some kind of change done to it. For example, you have the shield on that reduces your HP, or you're taking additional damage due to like the curse that heals you, or the curse that increases your damage dealt but gives you damage. If you have any of those on, you do not have one-shot protection. In fact, the first time I played Cataclysm, my first death, I got one-tapped with one of those kind of gifts turned on. And it could simply be, oh, a curse also comes with no more one-shot protection. It doesn't necessarily say that. So right now I'm chalking it up to potentially a bug. But it could be intended. It could be very much, oh yes, if you only have 25 max HP because you have a big shield, and the monster does 200 damage to you, it's done so much damage you have essentially died through one-shot protection. I'm not perfectly okay with that, but it's hilarious to die like that. I love it, but I don't want that to happen to you, the viewer. I don't want you to die the way I do in these games. Let's check the replay. Hang on, let me just hop into well, yeah, I might be able to find it. I didn't take a clip though, so unless one of you all took a clip, I don't have it. Like, usually I'm smart and I would have taken the clip. Can do this. What in the world is this Twitch layout? Chat, did you all get your Twitch recaps? You had to have gotten your recap. There's no way. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Here we are. We'll take a look at this, and then we go to the next game over to our segment. Yo, I'm already in slow-mo. Holy. So I have 195 HP, effectively. But I think from the game's perspective, perhaps, and this is just speaking out loud, perhaps the game is like, you, even if we hit you, you should be dead. Regardless of how much HP you think you have. Alright, we dodged that. Alright, dodge this, but I forget it swings backwards. Boom! One more time. Full speed ahead. Get ready. Ooh! Look at that. Oh my god. So again, if we think one-shot protection at 195 should protect you, there's a very good chance that the game doesn't think you are either A, in one-shot area, or B, it is a bug that's tied to gifts. We have no idea. How about sending feedback using the in-game feature? chat, we always send feedback with the in-game feature around here. This is what we're known for. One-shot protection with cursed hexes. Performance issue. I believe when picking any cursed hex that alters your HP or damage received, you lose your one-shot protection. Confirmed loss on shield hex and I don't know what the lifesteal one is. Lifesteal. Damage taken. Hex. And then the other one is damage up, damage taken, but I don't ever take that really. All right. I thought one-shot protection only lost when I take the incoming damage curses. I did not have an incoming damage curse there. I had the shield one. I had 195 total HP. That's world premiere feedback. See, we're doing good work around here, chat. Chat, we're moving the needle. One game and one dev at a time. We want to be known for being contributable. Chat, I need a word for someone who contributes a lot. Hop on Chat GPT. Literally type in what's a word for someone who gives a lot of feedback. Useful. Useful to what? Because I don't want it to sound like I know what I'm talking about. I just want to be someone who contributes a lot. I could be the worst contribulous person. Hey guys.
Hello, V.
Alexa, I need a word.
You got one now?
I need a word.
Just any word.
To be fair, I know you love word games. So I need a word for someone who gives a lot of feedback in, let's say, a forum environment.
Okay. A word for someone who gives a lot of feedback.
This person is blank.
Judgy.
Okay. Now I feel like that is only their... That's like an adjective to describe the person's personality. Doesn't necessarily mean they give a lot of feedback.